Hi, I'm Jack Dennis from Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Being a professional fly fisherman has given me a passport to fish all over the world. I get asked, where's your favorite fly fishing spot? That's an easy question. It's right here in my own backyard in Wyoming. I'm sure you know of Yellowstone, the Grand Tetons, the Snake River country. I'd like to take you to some of the out-of-the-way places you maybe never heard of here in Wyoming. You'll meet some great people, you'll have some fabulous fishing, and you'll discover my secret Wyoming. What is Jack's secret Wyoming? Well, look here. We're on a beautiful trout stream high in the mountains. There's nobody here. We're catching some cutthroat trout. That's my secret Wyoming. So come on, let's get going.
In north-central Wyoming, you can find a host of hidden angling jewels like this one. Small streams nestled in scenic and game-rich drainages where you have great trout fishing pretty much to yourself. Sheridan and Johnson counties are rich with such opportunities to be found on the east slope of the Bighorn Mountains and the Tongue and Powder River drainages. Here, Wyoming's fly fishing ambassador, Jack Dennis, hooks up with local Sam Paul Mavarakis, whose father had the landmark sporting goods shop in the region. They're fishing a small tributary of the Powder.
Easy fly ball to the outfield and it got dropped.
Oh. I give up.
I'm moving in. They're still rolling. Because my dropper's a little long, I thought I was on the moss.
Hey, I think you connected on that, buddy.
I could get some line out of the way.
Another wee one. But I'll tell you, I think that may be our biggest wee one this year so far. That's good. Sam, thank you. Now maybe see if I can catch one now.
Another treasure of small stream angling in the region is the Tongue River. Jack took his wife Sandy on this outing where they joined up with Sheridan Fly Shop of the Bighorn's owner, Roger Miller. Roger treated them to a freestone gem, rich in beauty and angling
a lot bigger
pleasure.
than this one even in here. The fun thing about them is they will really fight. They'll pull and pull and pull.
Come on out of there, fishy.
They love to get in the current and try to break you off. There you go.
All right. Well, they're getting bigger.
This area is magnificent. It's got a whole range of wilderness areas, of mountains, streams, and lakes, but it's got the Tongue River. The head of the Tongue River, the Yellowstone native cutthroat. Where we're fishing, we've got Yellowstone cutthroat, we've got brown trout and rainbows. Great fly fishing.
Oh, tell me it's a rainbow, Mama.
This one's a beautiful rainbow.
Oh, all right.
There's my net. Look at that. Boy, is that a beautiful rainbow. About 15 inches. Let's get him untangled. Ah, whew, that water's cold. There he goes.
Roger wasn't done with the Dennises yet and took a morning to show Jack and Sandy one of north central Wyoming's outstanding stillwater fisheries. The high lakes and reservoirs of the region are insect-laden and home to big, bulging trout.
He's wrestling you. He's wrestling you.
We got him.
Holy cow, look at the size of that fish. Look at that, I can't get my hand around him. There's the fly, you always woolly bugger. Nice fat fish. Oops, there he goes. In 1880, this hotel was founded, and it has a history that's just amazing. Butch Cassidy stayed right above us here. And also, Owen Wister wrote the great novel, The Virginian, right here. It's just a great place to experience what Wyoming is all about. The Johnson County Wars, the Tom Horn, just a great, thank both of you for showing me Buffalo.
Thank you guys. It's been wonderful.
Both Buffalo and Sheridan are great jumping off points for exploring the abundant trout fishing the region has to offer. There can be few adventures more enjoyable to the small stream aficionado than north central Wyoming fly fishing. In eastern Wyoming, fly fishing is centered on the North Platte and its tributaries and reservoirs. The river is shaped like a giant horseshoe in Wyoming and winds up from Colorado and descends down into Nebraska. Casper is at the top of the shoe. Natrona, Converse, Carbon, Albany, Platte, and Goshen counties hold the majority of the angling opportunities in the region. The Medicine Bow National Forest fills the heart of the shoe and offers small stream and small lake fishing. The main stem of the North Platte and its reservoirs get most of the fishing pressure, the higher elevations having the best trout fishing, while warm water species are the target in the lower river. Jack Dennis, Wyoming's fly fishing ambassador, had the chance to hook up with Greg Mueller, a guide from the North Platte Fly Shop. They picked a trophy tailwater section of the river below Alcova Reservoir to drift.
They've done a lot of regulations here on this river, as well as they started doing a flush and flow on this 10 years ago, and it just scours the bottom of the river on the flushes. It creates a false flooding, and that's really helped the trout for their spawning habitat. And the bugs have done well with that as well.
Well, this has always been known as a trophy river.
Yeah.
I mean, from the famous Miracle Mile to Gray's Reef, and
There
we go.
Ah, tough.
well, I see. All I had to do. Ted Williams always said, "You want to catch fish?" He said, "Start talking about women." Whoa, that is a good fish. Come on, feels better than shoveling snow. Don't it though?
Way better than the root
Coming to the surface. Get the gaff ready. I'm gonna have to come over to this other side, I'm afraid. Nice. Boy, I'll tell you, when you said these fish are wild, you were not joking. We're gonna get low here. Backing up. That famous back farther a little bit here, you know. Up higher. Up higher. I'm trying, when you're only 5'7", you're too hard, you can't go too high. I'm trying to get big, tall for 62 years and nothing ever worked. Yeah, this is what you come to the North Platte for. And look how he fought. Into the backing. Right off the bat. All right, let's let him go here and see if I can not go swimming. Look at that.
Well, you can't paint them that pretty, can you?
No.
There's gorgeous.
Look at the size of that one. Look how pretty he is.
Come on. Come on.
Let's get the net. Let's get him out. Little old guy trick is put the net underneath there. Uh-oh. Look what he does. Breaks the net. No! Oh, look at that! He's so big he broke the net! Can you, holy cow. Okay, let's see that one. Is that what I'm supposed to be catching?
That's about a 20-inch bow right there.
Yeah. Well, mine was close to that.
Casper, Douglas, Wheatland, and Rollins can all provide accommodations and access to the North Platte that horseshoes up into eastern Wyoming. A host of smaller communities along the river and its reservoirs also offer services to the angler and the tourist. For the trophy trout hunter, there may not be a better way to find such a prize than eastern Wyoming fly fishing.
try a cast here. Oop, I may be a little bit too far to the right, but, or to the left. Hey, we got a fish on. First cast, boy, I like that when you come to a brand new stream.
Northwestern Wyoming is perhaps the least known of the state's angling destinations. It does, however, have some of the country's most remote, scenic, and spectacular angling. Both Park and Bighorn counties abound with quality waters and exceptional trout fishing. Here on the Bighorn drainage of the Gray Bowl, both Yellowstone and Snake River cutthroats grow big and wild.
I think he's a Yellowstone, yep. Looks like he's got the big spots. What a beautiful fish to start out with. A little bit farther over. And we got him. Well, sometimes persistence pays off. You know what I'd like to have is I'd like to have the, ooh, nice, this is definitely a Snake River cutthroat and a dandy too. All right, woo. I mean, there's some people that wait a lifetime to catch a cutthroat this big. Look at that. That's definitely a 20-inch fish. Big fish, look at that. Now, I don't want to hurt this fish. This is a fish that will spawn and make wonderful fish. That's a Snake River cutthroat. And part of the Yellowstone trout family, or cutthroat family. They were both in this drainage, and it's just terrific. Whoop, there he goes. Whoa!
The North and South Forks of the Shoshone River also join the Bighorn that flows north out of the state. Jack Dennis joined North Fork angler shop owner Tim Wade to discover the South Fork of the Shoshone's unique attributes.
You know, there's so many opportunities when you come to Cody for the museums and all the other stuff, but I had no idea you had streams like this. And you've got a lot like this, don't you?
1,500 miles of water like this.
You got the Gray Bowl?
Gray Bowl, South Fork, North Fork, Clark's Fork, and all the tributaries that feed those rivers.
They got to come into North Fork
They
Anglers.
need to come into North Fork Anglers to find that out.
You guys got a website and everything.
We do have it all that
Oh,
information is on the website, right?
Wyoming Game and Fish has a lot of
State
fishing.
land, they have access areas, they've got walk-in access points. So with all that public land, the opportunity to fish is wide open as long as they're, oh, nice
That's a good fish. That's a good fish. I don't know how well I got him hooked, but
well, he's got that hopper, so if you
yeah,
put
I
down
put
on
a
the
little
hole,
slip. Man, he took
screamer.
Hey.
Hey. Gosh, I don't know if I'm going to get a fish today, Jack. There we go.
There we go.
Good.
Good
oh,
job.
That's
a nicer fish.
This is primarily wade fishing water for brown trout. On the North Fork of the Shoshone and on the little-known Clark's Fork of the Yellowstone, there is plenty of access for both drift and wade anglers. Browns, cuts, bows, and even whitefish can all fill a day's fishing.
Around again. Oh, great job. That was fun.
Great.
Cody, Lovell, Gray Bull, and Woodland are junctions and jumping off points for this majestic high country that's just east of Yellowstone National Park. If you want an angling adventure you'll never forget, this hidden angling treasure awaits any who are willing to try Northwest Wyoming fly fishing.
Another good fish right in that nondescript water. Oh, he's coming at me. He's coming at me, he's attacking. Get out the net, beat him away because he's coming after me. Straight at, oh, I love aggressive fish. I love ones that want to come over there and say, okay, I'm going to kick your butt because you hooked me. Nice looking brown. Mr. Brown under that tree.
This is the Encampment River, and it's just one of the fly fishing treasures that can be found in this hidden and historic corner of southeastern Wyoming. Fly fishing here is concentrated on the headwaters of the North Platte River and the entire Laramie River. They both flow north out of the mountains, while the North Platte stays its course through Carbon County. The Laramie angles to the northeast through Albany and Platte counties. The area abounds in small and big streams, lakes and reservoirs, and endless opportunities for the avid angler.
Cutthroat. Just a beautiful fish. They're bringing them back through a new reintroduction program. They've just been reintroduced. They were here a long time ago.
The recorded history here runs all the way back to the fur trappers and Native Americans who had rendezvous here in the 1800s. After them came the settlers, ranchers, and miners. Encampment boomed into a town with a rich copper strike at the turn of the century.
Either we float down there or I don't think I'm going to bring this fish back up there. We'll have to try. See what you mean about these fish taking off. They're sitting back there grinning. I told him.
These guys are tough, Jack.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, we can be tougher.
They're tough guys.
He doesn't want to leave this pool, and I don't blame him. We're getting him to come back. What a nice fish on a three-way.
Very pretty.
Jack Dennis and our guide, Hack Patterson, showed us why any trout angler should target this part of the state if they're coming to fish. It is a beautiful destination, rich in fishing waters and filled with history.
Pheasant tail on a 308. I'll take a fish like that any day. Nice brown.
I think you're going to notice that the coloration in these fish on this system is just phenomenal.
No, they're wild. That's the important thing.
It's big.
Nice hook jaw.
Look at that guy.
I'll take those kind of fish all day long. Well, what can I say? This is public water on the Encampment River here in Wyoming.
There, we're clear.
Woohoo!
That's a spectacular brown trout. Every one of these brown trout we're going to catch today have their own character.
Yep.
I mean, this guy,
my favorite fish,
is as pretty
Let's
as
get him
they
back
get.
in there. I don't want to.
You bet.
I want our people to see him, but I don't want to hurt. Well, yeah, he's really hurt.
Well, that's why I wanted to get you on here today,
Thank
Jack,
you.
because this is such a spectacular fishery here. And it is a piece of public property that we're sitting on here right now. And anyone can come here and catch these fish. It's a very simple process.
Well, you know, this is going to be a hard job going around the state.
Encampment, Saratoga, Laramie, and Cheyenne all provide accommodations and a jumping off point for exploring southeastern Wyoming fly fishing. In Wyoming's northeastern corner, Crook, Campbell, and Weston counties surround the Bear Lodge Mountains, where the Belle Fourche, the Little Missouri, and Little Powder Rivers drain the high country. One of the scenic wonders of the state, Devil's Tower, is the dominating feature of the landscape and is both an eerie and inspiring destination. The Belle Fourche flows past the base of the tower and offers some fly fishing on the main stem. The biggest angling destination in the region is Keyhole Reservoir. The lake offers a full spectrum of prized warm water species, including walleye, pike, bass, channel cats, crappie, perch, and carp. Not too distant and higher in the mountains is Cook Lake, a great option for trout anglers. There are plenty of great view campsites and a developed trail with angling docks. To the east of Keyhole Reservoir and nearly to the border stop of Beulah is Sand Creek. This hidden spring creek is the angling treasure featured in this look at northeastern Wyoming fly fishing. We join famed Wyoming fly fishing ambassador Jack Dennis for a taste of the fishing to be had in these parts.
When I was researching it, all I had to do was pull up YouTube, and there was all kinds of fun little video and fun little statements. One of the hardest and most rewarding fishing streams you've never heard of. Well, now you've heard of it. We're going to go fishing. Let's see how Dennis does on this famous stream. All right, well, This is the one I picked. I haven't seen any blue wings on the water, but whatever they're taking, it could be midges, is very small, and this will work for that. So here we go. Again, long tippet, long leader, small tippet, and the cast, as they say. Oh! Well, I think we found the fly if I can only see it. Old blind 62-year-old eyes. Okay, I'm gonna shorten up. That take was in fairly close. Really quick little take. And we got a fish. Hey, must be a brown. I want to be just very light and just have all the flies under here so I can crawl. They can put a 12-fish limit on them, and they still don't go away. They're pretty darn smart. I'm gonna get him back. There's that fish up there. I'm gonna have to go for the one that's up there. Oh, missed him. I had another fish. I got him that time. Whoa, we got a good one. All right, we'll see if we can bring him right down. Looks like another brown, or it could be a rainbow. I couldn't really tell it. Nice Spring Creek rainbow. Blue wing olive. This fish go about 15 inches. All right, let's get him back in the crew. Oh, he says I'm fine. I think I'm off to get a buffalo burger. I've had tangles with buffaloes, and as far as I'm concerned, a buffalo makes a great burger. So it's hard to leave this stream, but I'm afraid I'm gonna have to go after the buffalo burger.
Gillette, Moorcroft, Sundance, Upton, and Newcastle all offer accommodations and access to this underexplored part of the state. Scenery and solitude on rivers, creeks, reservoirs, lakes, and even ponds is what can be found by the adventuresome angler who seeks out Northeast Wyoming fly fishing.
John, see, I told you they were out there. Did you believe me? You didn't really believe me, did you?
You're just...
Didn't you? You admit it. Now,
This may be the most famous image there is of Wyoming angling. Drifters fishing the Snake River with the Tetons towering in the background. It's where our fishing host Jack Dentz joined third generation Triangle X dude ranch owner and outfitter John Turner.
Yep. There's the prime spawner,
You get a good picture of him. They're gorgeous.
Put him out here in front of the mountains. Look at that. Snake River Cutthroat, nice 15-inch prime spawner, and there he goes. Well, your mother was a pistol.
This goes down into a big trough. And that's the old Carmichael hole. And these fish now seem to sit in this trough.
The Snake River springs from the mountains of Yellowstone and Grand Teton National Parks and winds a picturesque southern course. It is fishable through nearly the entire length of Teton County and in Lincoln County, where it turns sharply west and exits the state. Flowing into this westward stretch are a number of great high country tributaries that offer wilderness fishing in spectacular country.
Like that.
The start of the Wyoming Range right here.
Well, the Wyoming Range is a favorite place of mine. I love the rivers that come out of it. The Grays, Willow Creek, Cliff Creek, Upper Horse Creek.
It basically splits western Wyoming. And this ridge right here particular ridge runs 27 miles.
27-mile ridge. I bet there's a little hunting going on there.
Oh yeah, a lot of buck deer.
You hunt right in here too, don't you?
Yes, I do. I do.
Wyoming outfitter Bob Barlow more often might be found pursuing bigger game. He is one of the state's top hunting guides. But it's the native Snake River cutthroat trout that he's brought Jack to stalk.
I had enough pinheads for one day.
Oh, there he was. That was a better fish. He might come again. He liked the movement.
There
he
you
came
go,
again.
Jack.
That's a bigger
you think
fish.
That's that same one?
Nope.
Different fish? He's
Well,
got
it's a
some
little bit
yellow
bigger.
on it.
He's a nice fish. We got a nice, beautiful color on him. Look at that.
Well, there's at least 6 that size in this one hole.
Now this is about 13, 14 inches. Look how beautiful he is.
That's starting to get up into my kind of fish, Jack.
Yeah, let's take a look at this baby. Let's keep him in the water.
That looks at least like a 3-year-old fish.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Yep. By the time the summer's over, that'll be a 16-inch fish.
Yep.
And he'll be nice and fat.
Yeah. He looked like he had a pretty good paunch on him, didn't he?
Yes, he was a well-proportioned fish.
Is there anything prettier than a Snake River
I don't think so. Well, I think it was prettier, a bigger one on my rod.
Okay.
Western Wyoming is truly a region rich in fly fishing and fly fishing history. That some of the most spectacular mountain scenery in the world surrounds its fertile waters puts it over the edge as an angling destination. If you had but a single place and pursuit left, it would be hard to do better than Western Wyoming fly fishing.
Trying to get up in that bank. Most of the time they really smack it. But that fish just kind of sucked it in. Oh, that's a beautiful fish. Look at that. You know, it's funny, earlier in the day they wouldn't even touch it. Well, nice, about an 18, 19-inch brown. Look at that. That's great. This river's full of this kind of fish. Okay. Usually they just smash it. That one just sucked it in. There he goes.
This is the New Fork River, and it's one of the many tributaries that feed the Green River. The Green River dominates the angling opportunities in southwest Wyoming. There is nearly 100 miles of fishable water just on the main stem alone, and 1,000 more on the creeks, streams, and rivers that pour out of the high country. The Green springs from the peaks of the Wind River Range and winds south through Sublette and Sweetwater counties. From the west, the main stem is fed by the Wyoming Range of Lincoln and Uinta counties. There is nearly 50 miles of fishable water on the Green, both above and below the huge Fontenelle Reservoir that divides it. The upper sections are wadeable with some float fishing, and its character is rocky and wild like the high country that it drains. Lower sections below the reservoir have a lot of great wade fishing and drift boat access. And here the river broadens as it flows through the flatter high plains. The roots of this giant trout angling drainage are the countless streams that spring from the mountains. Jack Dennis, our Wyoming fly fishing host, joined up with rancher Ed Obler to sample the fishing on a small creek that feeds the Green.
Whoa!
Here we go.
Yep. I think you got him on the nip, but he wanted both.
Well, let's see what we got here. Look at this little guy. He's just beautiful. Wow.
There really isn't any planning done on these fish nowadays, is there?
Not up in this stream, this far up towards the base of the mountains. They're all natural reproduction and hadn't been stocked for years.
Wild fish. Of course, if we catch a cutthroat, that's the native species.
This stream stems from the southwest end of the Wind River Range. It is one of the few places in Wyoming where brook trout were planted and have survived.
Another one. Boy, I am Look, another one like that, and then you're gonna have to.
Hey.
There we go.
Oh.
You're gonna have to come in here. The relief party.
Coming off the bench, huh?
Yeah, coming off the sad. This is probably one of the bigger brookies I've caught in a long time. Boy, he's great fun on a three-weight. I'm gonna have to bring my two-weight. I think I should have probably brought that. Look
Whoa, look at this guy.
Oh, beauty. Oh, look at the size of that brook trout.
That's a gorgeous fish. Oh. Come on, fella. There we go.
I know how to tip you, though, guide. I know that you like your red wine.
Isn't that a gorgeous fish? It's just so beautiful.
At the top of the Green River sits Pinedale. This one of the many jumping off points for exploring the region's fishing and rich history. Marbleton and Big Piney, Kemmerer, and Rock Springs serve as angling base camps as well. The variety and extent of trout fishing in this part of Wyoming is hard to imagine. And as is usual in this state, the wilderness and scenery matches the fantastic Southwest Wyoming fly fishing. Everything is big when you talk about central Wyoming fly fishing. Fremont County, one of the largest in the country, the massive Wind River Range and Indian Reservation, and the number of fly fishing opportunities. The high country holds countless mountain lakes and streams, with the main stem of the Wind and its tributaries offering up hundreds of miles of fishable water. This is the upper Wind above Boysen Reservoir, and on the reservation where a fishing permit is required. Here is where renowned Wyoming fly fisher Jack Dennis met up with Indian guide Dr. Darren Calhoun for a little history lesson.
One of the good things about this county, it's full of great fishing. Here on the reservation, I'm looking out at Crowheart Butte. Where are the crows?
Crowheart Butte is an interesting landmark. The crows used to come into this area and hunt and stay, and the Shoshones considered this their part of their homeland. And the chief of the Shoshone, Washakie, who was the chief for more than 60 years, sent message to the chief of the Crow, a man by the name of Big Robber, and said, why don't we quit taking such heavy losses for both groups? Why don't you and I, one-on-one, have a battle? But the deal is, we'll fight to the death, and whoever loses, that tribe has to agree to leave the area. So Washakie and Big Robber fought, and Washakie killed him.
I just want to make a couple casts, whatever you'll let me do down here on your dad's property, and see if I can hook into a fish.
That sounds great. For nostalgia's sake, I say we get down here for about an hour, and then we hit the road. We've got a ways to go to get to Wind River Canyon, where you and I both know there are some big brown trout waiting for us.
The Wind River Canyon is not one of those places where you count the numbers of fish you catch, but instead the quality. There are really giant trout here, but they have seen almost every trick in the book. Jack is hoping his crane fly skating technique will throw them for a loop.
That wants to float right.
I gotta check it.
Oh! He came after the movement. There he is. Got him. Nice.
Mr. Rainbow.
Look at one last little look at him.
Oh, nice wild fish.
On that time.
Got him that time. That's a big fish. Save my arm a little bit and get him on the reel. There we go. Something about this fly, this red tarantula is always a good one in the canyon.
On.
That was good. That was real good. Darren, let me know. He's on it, he's on it, he's on it.
You can see why the Wind River Canyon gets a lot of angler attention in central Wyoming. But the number of exceptional rivers, streams, and lakes in the region is unbelievable. Even within city limits, you can find great fishing. Pupoja, a southern tributary of the Wind, runs right through Lander and is now a fishery worth talking about. Jack met up with legendary high country fly fisher George Hunker to do just that.
This guy is still rising on the teardrop drop shape. Yeah, right there, right about there. You got him.
Looks like a little brownie.
Well, we'll see. He's a jumping brown if he's a brown. He is a brown, I think.
Yeah. I'll let you slip down there, George. I'm so comfortable right here.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do the special sit-down technique. Now, look at that. That's a nice little brown trout.
Oh, man. And you know that they're wild here.
Du Bois, Lander, Riverton, Shoshone, and Thermopolis offer access to the spectacular Wind River country. You could spend a decade exploring all the angling opportunities here, but you have to start somewhere if you're going to begin enjoying any of central Wyoming fly fishing.
Net him, Waddy, net him. Net him.
This is the start of a quest to complete the Wyoming Cutthroat Slam, a unique program created by Wyoming Game and Fish and Trout Unlimited that recognizes anglers who catch all 4 species of cutthroat trout in the state.
Any size of these pretty little fish count.
Yeah.
They include the Bonneville, Colorado River, Snake River, and Yellowstone cutthroat trout. To be successful, you have to catch, photograph, and document all 4 species.
Here's one thing unique about these 4 cutthroats. See this one's tail? It's slightly, it has a little tiny fork to it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the only cutthroat that has a fork in its tail.
Our players in this adventure are our guide, Jay Buckner from Jackson, and visitor from Poland, Vladi Tersabunia, who will be attempting the feat. Vladi happens to be a world champion fly fisher who is in the state visiting Jack Dennis, our Wyoming fly fishing host.
That's one down. In fact, it's probably the hardest Bonneville cutthroat. Now we're going to go over the mountain, and that won't be so easy because we're going to go through the back country to the other side after the Colorado cutthroat. Good work, guys.
Snow is what the next day brought, and it was pretty but not too comfy, especially for Vladi and Jack, who had had a run-in with some fast food the night before that was still terrorizing their intestines. Vladi and Jay carried on while Jack protected the vehicle.
Yeah. Whose idea was this to get this grand slam of cutthroat trout?
There?
Yeah, it's fish.
And in this creek, this is the only cutthroat that there is. This is the Colorado River cutthroat. Isn't that a pretty fish?
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
A quick hop over the mountains to Flat Creek in Jackson put us on the Snake River and cutthroat trout water. The weather was still miserable, but the action was fast, and the third of our targeted species was soon in hand.
Small fish, but it is a Snake River cutthroat. There, it is a Snake River cutthroat.
Yeah.
Tiny little spots. This is a characteristic of this fine spotted cutthroat. Let's put him back in the water here a little bit.
Yeah.
The quest to complete the Cut Slam continues. We're right now on the Clark's Fork of the Yellowstone River to go after the last of the 4 species, the Yellowstone cutthroat. This is its ancestral water. They were here since the dawn of time. Little did I figure this last cutthroat would be a tough one. It got warmer. It started out being very cold, and the river, unfortunately, from the melted snow blew out. We tried fishing in the off-colored water, got a few whitefish, a few rainbows, but it's time to pull the plug and move on to another river, another of the drainages to the Yellowstone.
That looks like one.
We left Jay behind and hooked up with Gene Hall at the North Fork Anglers Fly Shop in Cody. It took some river hopping, but we had finally found the Yellowstone cutthroat, and Lottie had his Wyoming cut slant.
We're not going to lose this one. No way. All right, get him in here. All right. It is. It's a Yellowstone cutthroat.
Yeah.
Look at the spots on him, Gladdy.
Very good.
We did it finally. Look at the clouds.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the last hour. You're
Yeah,
almost shut out here.
Yeah, that's good.
Soon our visitor from Poland would have his beautiful certificate from the state, verifying his accomplishment and serving as a reminder of a very memorable Wyoming experience. No other state can offer you this unique opportunity, the chance to catch 4 native trout species. If you're up to the test, a variety of great angling water awaits you. You are bound to discover that few fishing challenges can be as satisfying as the Wyoming fly fishing cut slant. This is an invitation to you to come fly fish in Wyoming. The variety and amount of water available is unimaginable. Lakes and reservoirs, creeks and small streams, and rivers of all shapes and sizes are plentiful, with lots of fish waiting for the next cast. That they are set in awe-inspiring western landscapes filled with wildlife is a bonus you'll just have to endure.
We can put the net on him. He's such a pretty fish. Now this
He's
one's
got some
yellow.
orange on him.
Wyoming's most well-known angling ambassador is Jack Dennis, and he'll take us to just some of his favorite Wyoming angling destinations.
You might ask, what is Jack's secret Wyoming? Well, here we are. A beautiful trout stream high in the mountains. There's nobody around. We're catching cutthroat trout. That's Jack's secret Wyoming. So come on, let's get going.
I'm not going to get in the water if you can get him right in here.
Yeah, I'll get him in you. I thought. Come on, fella. The sooner you get in, the sooner we let you out. Well, we'll let him go here and see if we can't get another. Oh, what a beaut.
Wyoming fly fishing opportunities are best envisioned by looking at the dominant river drainages. In the southeast, the North Platte River encircles the entire corner of the state and includes a host of great tributaries. In the southwest, the Green River is fed by 2 mountain ranges and winds a lengthy course to Utah. In the center of Wyoming, the Wind River, which becomes the Bighorn, is a giant drainage rich in fishing waters. To the north, a series of watersheds flow up to the Yellowstone River that runs across lower Montana, each of these providing their own bounty of lake, stream, and river angling. And to the far west, the Snake River that springs from Yellowstone and Grand Teton National Parks provides most of the region's
I
fishing.
like the combination.
This is a cut bow right here.
Look at that. What a nice fish on a 3-way.
Very pretty.
What's one nice thing about Wyoming? We've got so many free-flowing streams that haven't had the channelization. That's really good.
4 species of native cutthroat trout, browns, rainbows, and even some brookies are all here for the taking. Access is not a problem since much of Wyoming holds vast tracts of public wilderness, forests, and waters. In addition, Wyoming Game and Fish has numerous walk and wade sites on both state and private lands.
Sand Creek is one of the many special management areas that Wyoming has done with private landowners, providing fishing access and special regulations to help manage the fish.
There are few angling adventures as rewarding as floating a Wyoming river, taking in the scenery, and catching big trout. No matter what kind of water you seek as a fly fisher, except for salt, you should be able to find it in Wyoming. If it is solitude you are after in wild and rugged settings, we have that as well. If it is trophy trout fishing you want, there are few better places to find it than Wyoming.
And we got him. Well, sometimes persistence pays off. Ooh, nice. This is definitely a Snake River cutthroat and a dandy too. All right, whoa. Whoa, look at that. That's what you come to Wyoming for, a stream that I've never fished before. And look at this. I mean, there's some people that wait a lifetime to catch a cutthroat this big. Look at that.
Accept this invitation from Wyoming to come and give our fly fishing a try. It would take a lifetime to fish all the quality fly water the state has to offer.
That was good. That was real good.
We're asking you take but a single week and try any region. You'll soon discover why Wyoming is an angling secret worth exploring. Wyoming Travel and Tourism has a great group of angling and accommodation partners that are waiting to show you the best of Wyoming fly fishing.